One of the formulas for success is knowing how to get along with people and work with people. In any kind of relationship, that's key. In today's AdCast Rewind, it's all about what it takes to have a successful agency-client relationship. In this episode of the AdCast Rewind, I want you to see exactly what it takes. This is the AdCast.
You're listening to the AdCast.
There's three things that I tell people to focus on. That's your budget, your media, and your message.
People gon' call it the truth. Every day I'm hustling.
If you hustle, you'll never go hungry.
Hustle and motivate. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way.
You're listening to the AdCast.
All right, so we've had a few weeks of some awesome guests going back from Michael Gass, Jason Swank, Jason Blummer. But today I've gotten a few emails where folks said, Eric, we want to hear from you. So today I'm going to give you me. So today we're going to have a bit of a solo cast, and what we're going to talk about is the agency-client relationship. How can it be better? And what makes it worse? So let's dive into it today. The agency-client relationships. At first, it starts out, you are their best friends. You can do no wrong, and then it hits you. You guys want to get a divorce at somehow, some way. And a lot of reasons why agencies and clients kind of break up is a lot of times it's communication. So we'll get into that in another episode. But let's talk about the agency-client relationship on how it can be better. I think one of the best things that you can do as an agency is be very transparent with your client. And one of the best things that you can do as a client with your agency is let them do their job and also just communicate with them. Let them know exactly where you stand, what you need, what your goals are, and stop looking at your agency as just a vendor, but consider them a partner. And from agencies, from our standpoints, we should start considering our clients as partners and actually partner with them instead of line iteming them all the time. What do I mean by line iteming them? I mean by you picking up the phone, calling them, you bill them the next thing you know. Or if they have a question for you or a question about something they don't understand, you are billing them. This can quickly lead to a breakup or a divorce. So it's also good for an agency to educate your client. They may not understand everything that you're doing, but at least teach them, educate them. As an agency, it is our job not only to partner with our clients, but to give them success, but we also want to let them know exactly what we're doing. So be transparent with them. Also communicate goals, communicate ideas with them so that you can help them reach the goals that they need for their business. If you're walking in the door as an agency and all you're thinking about is how much money you can make off a client, you will be out of business within 5 years. I said it. If you walk in the door and you think with every client how much money you're going to make off of that client, then you will be out of business within 5 years. It is a true partnership, and you must think of it that way. You have to partner with your client all the time in every aspect of the business. It's just like a relationship as if you're dating. At first, you guys go out to dinner a few times, you hold hands, and, you may get to first base or second base. You got to think about it that way with your client without the holding hands and kissing part. But how do you get to first base with a client? How do you get to first base? Think about that. You should look at it the same way you do as if you're playing a sport. What is first base with a client? What's second base? What's third base? And what is a home run for a client? What do I mean by that home run? I mean, what exactly is it that it's special about you that's going to make that client say, I can't do business without my agency? Have you become an appendage to your client? If not, you should be. So now who's this episode for? It's not just for agencies, but I would want to say I'm speaking more to the clients, because a lot of times the agency's doing the work, they're giving the value, but the client, it's like mum's the word. They don't want to reciprocate or give feedback to agencies when they're doing well. Start telling your agency, good job. Start telling them, hey, I couldn't have done this without you. Sometimes You really couldn't. Give them the praise that they deserve. It makes for a better relationship. It's no different from when you have your date and you say, you look great in your dress. Tell your agency when they're doing a great job. Don't surprise them and just say, hey, you're fired, or this isn't working out. Give them constant feedback, the same way you would do in any relationship. When you court one another and then when you start dating, you think about your marriage. What's going to be great for you guys? Communicate. Always communicate. All right, so we're going to take a break and we're going to come right back and we'll pick right where we left off with relationships.
You don't need a marketing agency. You do deserve very important placement. VIP Marketing and Advertising is a cutting-edge strategic digital, creative, media, and marketing partner that provides services for businesses of all sizes. To stay up to date on the latest marketing news, subscribe for email updates at veryimportantplacement.com.
All right, so now we are back from our break and we just talked about relationships. And then you heard me mention about baseball. Why the baseball analogy? Well, let's go there. So in baseball, you have first base, second base, third base, and when you get home, you score. That's when everyone wins, right? So I talked about, kind of having a relationship between the agency and also between the client. And I wanted you to think of it as the same three bases. And on the first base, it's the most important tool in any business. It's communicate. That's where the client and the agency communicate about everything. As a client, you have to tell your agency what your goals are, what keeps you up at night. What happens if we don't hit our goal? What are our goals? What are margins? All these things actually help your agency to make better decisions for you and help you come up with better plans. Tell them what worked before, what didn't work. If you had an agency before and you fired them, tell your agency why. Let them know. And also you have to be open to change. So the first thing you have to do, like we said, the first base is communicating. Make sure you communicate with one another. And as an agency, you have to make sure that you are transparent. Let them know what your fees are. Let them know what your margins are. I think it's important for them to know, because what you don't want them to find out is your fees are one thing and down the road you're making another, and your client feels like you're not honest. And if you're not communicating, what's going to happen is there's going to be some derailment within your relationship. So as an agency, be transparent. And as a client, you should be open. You should be transparent as well. Divulge what success really looks like. Help your agency with KPI metrics in the beginning. What are KPI metrics? That's your key performance indicators. That's what a successful campaign looks like. So that way, when your agency or your partner agency is actually carrying out your wishes and building a development campaign, that they know exactly what you're looking for. If it's SEO, if it's SEM, if it is building a new website, a new TV campaign, creative, whatever it is, just be honest and be upfront with them. Now, second base, going to second base, that's consider. You want to be considerate. And you want to be able to be open to whatever they present to you. Don't shoot things down without actually letting them explain exactly what it is. So, for instance, if they present an idea to you on paper, immediately you may shoot it down because you just can't see yourself coming up with the words. But you may never realize what a great creative could be if you don't allow them the opportunity to present it. So, second base should definitely be considered. Be open. Be open to new ideas. Be open to new strategies. Be open to learning something new. If your agency's doing their job, they're teaching you something, and you should listen. So being considerate is definitely important. Now, third base. That is where you compliment one another. As an agency, you tell your client, great job, because you don't do it alone. As an agency, our job, we are responsible for leads. We're responsible for traffic. And if you're good at your job, you bring them in the door. And if your client's doing their part, they sell them the service or the product or whatever it may be. So you compliment. That's your third base. You compliment. As a client, you want to compliment your agency because I want you to think about it. These are folks that actually walk into it every day with a blank slate, and they come up with ideas, creative strategies based on what you tell them. So you may have been in business for 15, 18 years, and your agency walks in with a blank slate. If you communicate with them and you consider what they present to you, then hopefully you can have an accomplishment where you are complimenting them on what they have provided for you as far as products or services. So agencies, compliment your clients, and clients, don't forget to compliment your agencies. I've seen that a lot in our industry where we may say great job to a client, but clients don't always tell you when you're doing a great job. I don't know if it's a fear of, we don't want to let them know how great they are or how much we need them, but it makes for a better relationship. And think about this. Would you not tell your wife how great she looks in that dress? If not, she's going to wonder how she looks. She'll feel a sense of insecurity. So why not compliment your agency? And for agencies, you should compliment your clients. So that's my first base, second base, and third base. Now let's talk about the home run. That's when everyone wins. That's when you have success. That's when that client's cash register is ringing. That is success. It's not about the awards for an agency. It's about helping to keep that business owner in business. Every business owner goes into it with a mindset of they want to be in business for a long time. If the agency's doing their part and the client's doing their part, then you should be in business for a while. All right, so I just gave you the baseball diamond of first base, second base, third base, and home, and how client relationships are just super important. So I want you to remember those 3 C's that we just came up with between agency relationships and client relationships. That's communicate, consider, and compliment. And if you do those things, you can have some accomplishment between the two of you. This has been your daily development.
If you feel this podcast has been a help to you or could be a help to others, please don't forget to subscribe. You can listen to our podcast anywhere: iHeart, Spotify, Apple Music, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And this episode's also going to be available on YouTube. To catch up on past episodes, go to heyi'meric.com, or you can always text me at 843-483-1555. Hey, it's Eric from the AdCast, and I want to tell you about our sponsor, VIP Marketing, today. Now, you may hear all this talk about every agency is the best. The truth is, none are. But what you want is you want to definitely partner with some people that have time, team, and talent, and they got it. To learn more about VIP Marketing, go to veryimportantplacement.com.